Okay, so now I'm going to get to introduce Kate Schwab, who you know from the Marketing Communications Director of the Downtown Santa Barbara Association. Kate's going to be talking to us about some things that they've already done, and I got the chance. I heard of Kate's name quite some time ago, actually. Just got a chance to meet her tonight for the first time. Grateful that you came, Kate. Please share your wisdom with us. Thank you. Oh, and Kate wanted you all to know about this piece of paper we left with you. It tells you what you can do after this is over tonight. So telling your local newspapers, tell your community, share your experience with a retailer. All these things will help as we bring the community together because we have a community-wide issue to solve. Thank you. Kate.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, Ronaldo, and World Business Academy. Yeah, feel free to add my email address to this. You can find my email at the end of my pithy bio. If you've read it, it's right there. So, my name's Kate Schwab, and I'm with the Downtown Organization, or Downtown Santa Barbara, as we like to call it now. We are a business improvement district. Our boundaries are Anaquepa, Chapala, Gutierrez to Mitchell-Terrena. And if you open your door there on State Street or those streets between those boundaries, you're automatically a member. Our organization does marketing, promotion, events, and decor for our downtown members. We do First Thursday, that's our event. We do the live art and wine tour in May, and we do the holiday parade, the only nighttime parade in downtown Santa Barbara. So and according to my pithy bio, I've been there for about 5 years now, and I opened Borders Books and Music about 23 years ago, and I moved here in 1995. So in January of 2017, Downtown Santa Barbara engaged a retail consulting firm, Downtown Works, to provide strategic retail services focused on State Street. Our leadership saw the need to develop a strategy to evolve the shopping and dining experience along State Street, ensuring that it remains relevant in what is clearly a changing retail world. We raised private funding for this study, and we learned a lot. So Midge and Kelly of Downtown Works walked the district on several visits here. They talked to operators, visitors, shoppers, locals, and other stakeholders to put together a comprehensive study of downtown Santa Barbara. Their final presentation included an assessment about our strengths, including our beautiful, authentic buildings, fairly easy downtown parking, an inviting pedestrian environment, and new cultural institutions like Moxie, as well as some weaknesses, such as this street is very long. The perception that rents are too high, there is no residential, and the mix on State Street is not entirely unique. It's appealing mostly to what they said were teenagers and tourists, not so much locals. For instance, when you're on vacation, where do you like to eat or dine? Where the locals eat and you're welcome to yell out. Give me the answers. If you know the answers, do it. Right, when you're on vacation, you like to go where the locals go. So do our tourists. Our visitors want to go where the locals go, and the locals aren't going. They're not coming. Because we're catering to the tourists. We should be catering to the locals, and the tourists will go there. If we cater to them, they will come. The Downtown Works team performed a qualitative assessment of about 135 shops, restaurants, and personal services on the street using 5 categories: facade, signage, window display, exterior maintenance, and interior. While about a fifth or 20% of these operators rated good to great in terms of their presentation, over half of them scored in the range of can and must improve. But possibly the most interesting or important part of the retail study, which by the way is available on our website, and if you need to know where it is, just email me, pithy bio, email, were their recommendations. They came up with 9 recommendations, but 2 of them to me were standouts. The number 1 recommendation was address the issue of street civility. I'm sure you all know what that means, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you are in agreement, if not all of you, so there's no need for me to discuss it now, I think. But of more interest to me and my organization was recommendation number 4, hire a retail advocate. This is a person who would wake up every morning with the goal of bringing great retail neighbors to State Street and fill those vacancies by adding compelling operators to our mix. The city does not have an economic development department, as most cities do, And for now, this is not something that we actually do, downtown organization. But frankly, I'm excited to start trying. So don't tell anybody, but I'm going to do it. To me, the vacancies are a challenge. They're somewhat of a blank canvas. So I'm looking forward to searching for and finding unique, experiential, and intriguing businesses to bring downtown and enhance what we already have. And I've lived and worked in downtown Santa Barbara for more than 20 years, and Frank, I can't wait to contribute as much as I know how to this continued success of this street. Oh, look, I still have 4.5 minutes to go. So I'm glad to take questions. If I don't know the answer to a question, I will either burst into song, or you can email me at the end of the, and I'll find you an answer. Look, question.
I understand that the Macy's is going to be made into a bunch of shops inside where, why couldn't that have been residential? Why more shops when the shops aren't working?
Good point. You feel a song coming on? And I agree, and I think that would be ideal. It was purchased by the management company of Paseo Nuevo, so they have it now. And I actually don't know their plans, but one thing the retail study women said is first floor or street level should always be retail or shops. It shouldn't be non-retail. It should, but like, attorneys or those kind of things go upstairs, and residential will go upstairs. So I don't know exactly what the plan is, but I think nothing's off the table at the moment. And so,
Can the city put some pressure on the developers?
yeah, I don't know. That's Eric. I don't know if that's if probably. I think we always have been sort of hands off. But now it's a great opportunity for sure, and I am, it's up to Paseo Nuevo, the management company there. But I'll find out. Yes, Steve. Yeah.
What's the number of vacancies currently?
It's about 27, I think. But I think that's even a misnomer. I think there are a lot of things in the works that we're not privy to. They just look vacant, but, I think deals are being signed and contracts and leases are being signed. So, counting 27, but I think there's some exciting things happening. Yes.
Locals that you have to go to Ventura or to shop as a local. Like we want to go to Target, maybe we want to have some clothing stores that are not tourist stores.
Or teenage.
And so we have to drive to Ventura or LA, and that's really difficult.
And I agree. I mean, I live downtown too, and I don't find what I'm looking for either often. I feel like there are a lot of holes. We don't have a fabulous women's shoe store. I'd love that. I would like to bring that kind of thing, and I totally agree. And if anybody thinks, my favorite store is fill in the blank, let me know. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to ask if they could open a branch or another store. Yes.
What's the city willing to do about safety? Because a lot of people don't go downtown anymore because of safety issues. So what is the city willing to do?
Well, woo. So not the city, downtown organization, but I know that the city has, for instance, the police department has started the VIP, the volunteer policing crew. They're walking around in their uniforms, and they're doing sort of greeting and ambassador-like stuff, but they're also look like police officers on the street, and they are. There's another program that the city started is the ambassador program. They're the people in the red shirts. They do a lot of moving along, but they answer questions like what's a great restaurant or how do I get to the library type questions. So that's 2 crews right there. And the police department also has the yellow shirts, the CSOs. There's a couple of those on the street. And so, and then the city would answer that question. Oh, look, 47 seconds. Woo! Someone needs to start saying. Ask the easy ones, yes.
You have mentioned before that for locals to have like dine or whatever so the tourists can at least attract them. Mm-hmm. So I noticed that there's a lot of good restaurants, but the parking is the problem. Like we had one restaurant that's really famous, but then the parking is in 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think there's a huge, I'm the downtown parking committee as well, and I think there's actually a huge inventory of parking, and I think it's not as utilized as it should be, and I agree that there's a couple of blocks that are a little further away, but, you know, compared to, say, downtown Chicago, it's not that bad a walk. Plus, there's no snow. Yay, woo!
Have you discussed with the city council anything about a vacancy tax on some of the people who maybe are leaving their buildings vacant?
Haven't. Great idea. Writing it down. But no, we have not. But you know, and I don't know how that works government-wise, but that's not a bad idea. Because you're right. Some people, I mean, there's vacancies that have been there for a long time. Perfectly fine stores or possible stores. That's it. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting the old, Kate, stop talking. All right, so that's it for me. Thank you.
One last thing before we get started with the panel. You know, I don't think it should be Paseo Nuevo's decision what happens to that building. That is a community asset. And when you come in, we're the World Business Academy. We are capitalists through and through. But one of the things about a capital economy is you have to be willing to have guardrails. Then if you got guardrails, you have an even playing field, everybody prospers, and we all do better together. So I'm not sure that it should be something that the Paseo Nuevo is alone.